Most of the disease, starting point of those diseases here.
So many patients where the problem is not in their body, problem is with the mind. Mind has a big part to play.
How do we get mental peace?
Meditation is one of the things.
When your mind has so much of chatter going on, it is very difficult to close your eyes and meditate.
As a doctor, I know the importance of meditation. Meditation is magical. The magic won't happen within 1 day or 2 days or like even 1 week. Even 1 second, if you can stop that the chatter in your brain, it's a big win. With all the money in life, but what's the point if you don't have a mental peace?
Hello all. So today I have with me a very interesting author and we're going to have a conversation with him. His name is Dr. Kurian Ninan and he has written a wonderful book, the book which is in my hand, Serenity Within. So let's get to the author and understand more what is inside this book and what is all that we are going to learn today. So let's go to our author, Dr. Kurian. How are you?
Good. How about you?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining this conversation. And it would be lovely to understand from you yourself about this book, Serenity Within.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually, I'm also happy to be here because, this is my first book.
Wow.
And, but actually, if you see, it's not my first book. I've been writing, but a lot last few years. But this is one of the books where I thought like I really need to write. I want my readers to read it because this deals with a topic which I think majority of the population suffers from. It's first of all, let me tell you, I'm a doctor, and this book is not a medical related book.
Okay.
I just want to tell. The moment they see I'm a doctor, they think, oh, it's something medical related. It is mental stuff, but it's not at all. I didn't want to bore my readers with my, lot of facts, and I didn't want all that. So, but at the same time, I'm dealing with a topic which many people suffer. We have seen, with the advancement of our whole society, stress is one of the thing. Well, I think not only a job going young individuals, even among the old, they are suffering with this stress related problems. So at the same time, I didn't want to bore with how to manage it with all those details and all that. So I made it a point to write it in a very fun mode. If you see the book, it's like from page 1 to the last page, it's all like it's in a how a youngster says to another individual, how to cope up your stress. And I'm so happy because a lot of my readers, they have told, they start the book and they finish the book at one go. That is something which I'm very happy with.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So the subtitle says a journey to lasting mental peace.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So how do we get mental peace? Because that is the thing which is like vanishing
That's
from the life.
Absolutely. Because, with all the stress and tension and all, this is something which is most important in our life. Without mental peace, it's with all the money in life, but what's the point if you don't have a mental peace? It's waste.
Right.
You can't have a good night's sleep. So, but to achieve that, it's not not only medication. I mean, one of the they say among doctors, take this medicine, you will have less stress. But I wanted to see beyond that. Apart from medicine, what you can do. Then I understood, I did my own research. It's not like I just started writing. I did my years of research. I read a lot of books about this topic. Then I got super interested in this topic actually. And then I understood, apart from medications, you can go for other techniques which anybody can do it. Everybody knows meditation is one of the things. But that is, there's no doubt meditation is real magical if you do it every day for a good number of time. But you think everybody is going to do that? I've told I myself, I've told many people, like, do meditation, do this, but they all try it for 1 week, 2 weeks, then they'll tell, I don't have time for it, it's too difficult. But it's our thoughts which matters. How disciplined you are, what you can do to get that mental peace. So that is what I try to put it in this book. And I'm very sure, every reader who reads, they by reading itself, to tell you the truth, by reading itself, their stress level will come down.
Wow. So that is what is required.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you very rightly said about meditation. So I have also realized this, when your mind has so much of chatter going on inside it, and that's why you are stressed or you're mentally bogged down.
Yeah.
So it is very difficult to close your eyes and meditate. The reason being, the moment you shut out the outer voices and close your eyes, your inner voice becomes very loud.
Yeah.
And you feel like running from that internal
Absolutely.
voices.
Absolutely.
But when you are meditating, you are listening to those voices.
Yeah,
you are
absolutely.
smelling that bad smell that you don't want to smell. So outer distraction basically distracts you for some time. So I mean, what needs to be done?
Yeah, that, see, even though meditation is magical, the magic won't happen within 1 day or 2 days or like even 1 week. It won't happen. I'll tell you, even 1 second, if you can stop the chatter in your brain, it's a big win. Actually, when I started meditation, I meditate like almost every day. When I started, I remember like 1 second, maybe like 1 or 2 seconds I could manage without that chatter. From that, if you can go on like for few minutes, it's a big win. So start slowly, step by step. But only one thing is, be consistent. Every day you do like for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It depends. There's no hard and fast rule like this many minutes are required. Now, as a doctor, I know the importance of meditation because this started when I was in Canada. When I was in US, I was in Harvard in Boston. So that time there was a research going on. What I'm a radiologist, so we deal with all the MRIs and all. So they did a study like before meditation and after meditation
So this study was done in Harvard.
in Harvard. Now the paper is there in online. If you check, it is there. In fact, after meditation, there are structural changes in the brain. And which part? That part of the brain which controls your anger, your stress, your impulsiveness, that is the part of the brain which actually becomes better post meditation. So it's not a myth. So many people, they believe meditation reduce stress. That's a myth for them, but it's not a myth. It's actually proved now. There are structural changes in the brain, and it in fact relieves a lot of tension. This is but one of the technique.
Right.
There are other techniques,
Yes.
which my book will show.
Sure. So I've also seen when you're stressed or when you're depressed, you tend to distract yourself through food or through some substance abuses, right? So what needs to be done, or what is your advice in that case?
Why when you're stressed or sad and all, like it is like you have to escape from that thought. How to escape from that negative thought? People go for all this substance abuse because that is the only way they know, and that is something which is achievable easily. But when it comes to meditation and other techniques, it needs some discipline in life, like to do that. But that's the main thing. It for those people who are primed your brain with meditation much earlier in life, they cope up with this stress or with this sorrow much better. Like For them it's easy to overcome. It's like with these techniques, you are priming your brain so that you have the control of the brain. Now, if you see, there are two things. Like there are people who have the full control of their brain, and there are people who, these chatter will control you. So in those people, it's very difficult, from there to after they have some sorrow and all, some situations where they are very upset, to come out from that, it's very difficult. But if you have primed your brain with meditation, they don't need all this substance abuse to come. They'll quickly come out. That's the truth, and that is why we see why some people they go into depression, why some people they just overcome the depression very fast.
Right.
So I think now, right, with yoga and all is becoming very popular. Thankfully, meditation is also part of this whole thing. So I'm very sure, when it becomes really popular, world is going to become a much better place. There's no doubt.
Yes, hope so.
That is what we require.
Yes. So you are a doctor, a real doctor, right? And this is not your subject. I mean, you are practicing
I am a
radiologist.
Yeah.
So how come completely different topic?
That is also a very interesting thing, because my friends, colleagues, basically there are a lot of friends who go through this similar, stress. Now, when I see that, I just go and talk to them, because I have heard in the past, like, you be a good listener, half of the problems will be like solved. So I used to do that, go with them, sit with them, listen to their problems, and they used to feel happy. Then I slowly started giving them advice. Then I thought, why not read more about this topic and give them advice? Then I started reading a lot of books on this topic. Then I thought, why don't I write? Because reading books actually is another magic. Because every book has something new to teach us. And it gave me a lot of confidence to do a lot of things. Like, for example, one of the books taught me, do something which you like, you can do it in small steps. There are other books which gave me a lot of confidence, just go for it, don't think about it, start. So all these things, like, I learned from all the different books. And then I got the courage. I thought, why don't I write about this topic? And I can't go and tell everyone, I can't go and tell, listen to their problems. I can't go and tell, all my friends, what the problem. So I thought I'll write a book and give them so that it will benefit. Then even, slowly I thought, why don't I publish it in a big way? And fortunately, that is why I was quite surprised when it got started. Recently, it got published, but I got a very good response with that. Then I understood, this is not only among friends, it is the whole world needs these advices. So that's why I can see with the sales, that's the truth.
Wonderful. So you already have a tag of doctor.
Yeah.
Right now you have a tag of author. Right. So how does that feel?
Because now my next thing is go for the next one, next book. Finding time is very difficult because I work in a well-reputed hospital in Dubai, and it's one of the busiest one. So I have got a lot of work. But finding time to write a book, doing research on it, it'll take time. But I know I'll go for the next one because I already have something in my mind, which very soon I'll start doing it.
So next publication coming soon.
I have to start writing.
Okay.
It's too early.
So
but
writing coming soon.
Yeah, but the first one will be smaller. The second one will be much bigger.
Wonderful.
I'll go for it.
Yeah.
But that's the confidence you get by reading all these books, because then right, like you can do a lot of things. It's all in your mind. If your mind is proper, if your mind gives you confidence to go forward, you can do a lot of you can achieve a lot of things.
Yeah.
I remember it was um maybe like few years back. Being an author is like out of my it's impossible for me, but now I know everything is possible. You can just start small, start doing it, start writing 2 pages. I actually started like that, starting I think 1 page each day it was. But then it became faster, faster, faster. Then I was like totally hooked into it, gave my best shot.
Right. So small steps takes you to the
Yeah, that's the thing.
destination.
So all these everybody knows it. It's not that, but when you read it, it just gets into your brain.
True.
That is the that turning point where you start doing it.
True.
I've after writing the book, there were so many people who told me it's their dream to write a book, but it never happens to them. But this is the same advice I get. I tell them, start writing 1 page, 2 pages. It will give them.
Correct. Correct.
Finally, there will be a finished product. That's
Yes.
the beauty of it.
Yes. Right. And more so when you publish a book and then you can see the kind of response you get and of the book, and also the benefit that people are getting reading the book. So it takes you on a high, on a different level, that you are contributing to the lives
Absolutely.
of
In fact, when I started writing, I thought I'll just distribute it among my friends. Then my ambition also became like, why don't I start giving it to whole country? Then I thought, why don't I think about India? Because then later I went, okay, I'll distribute all over the world. Surprisingly, not surprisingly, but fortunately, it's now all over the world. Recently, when I was checking, it's there in Bulgaria, it's there in Netherlands, Australia, all over the world. This book is getting sold. I was like, my book is getting sold in places where like small countries also like is getting sold. Like, wow. That means it's a universal topic.
right.
It is a universal problem which people are facing. That's why it's getting. It's not like it's sold only in this place. And in fact, it was recently it was a bestseller also in Dubai, so in UAE. So I know. Okay, I have clicked.
Yes. So you've done your part of
Yeah.
educating
Now let
the
it.
people.
Now let it run.
Yes,
Whoever
yes.
wants it, they take it.
Right.
It'll benefit.
Yes.
I'm sure it'll benefit each and everyone. And again, I'll tell you, it's not only those who are like stressed or even the language used is like more a fun language, like a conversation kind of a language I've used. So that is another thing.
Easy on
Very
easy
easy,
on
quite.
the readers. It's not that they are stressed and they are grabbing a book.
I didn't want to give them more stress by reading that.
Exactly.
I didn't want that.
Yes, because sometimes you have to open a dictionary side by side to understand what is written.
In fact, I have gone through that. Some books I want to read like big time. Some books are very quite famous. Oh, the moment you start reading, it's like all going above your head.
Right.
I didn't want that. Yeah. I'm sure in my next book also I'll go. I'm not telling I'm going to touch on this topic, but there'll be other topics in the same line. But I want to make it more interesting with putting fiction into it. Why I'm telling you is in this book, the last chapter is a story, which I put. Usually, these non-fiction books, they don't. There's no story in them. So in this book, the last chapter, it's like a bonus one. It's like a story in there. So the response I got for that is good. Like they like the story. So now I'm going to combine fiction and non-fiction for the next one.
Wow.
Something which, let me see, I'll work out.
Wonderful.
Because that will entertain. It's not not only literature, it's like an entertainment also.
Yeah, correct. Because readers grab book because of two reasons. One, they want to be entertained, and second, they
Absolutely.
are finding a solution to their problems.
Problems, yeah.
And if a book can deliver both, nothing like it.
That's true. That's why if you see the overall, if you see some books click, some books don't. I buy both of them just to understand, why this book is so popular. And when you read it, there is this some tricks are there which works out well. But there are few books like which have sold very few. It's a lot of information is given, a lot of research has been done, but it doesn't click. uh, this is the problem, because there should be an entertainment element also into it, especially when it comes to fiction and in non-fiction. It becomes sometimes for people they get bored. Like for example, my mom, I want to tell, like, she is an avid reader. She just reads stories. The moment I wrote this and gave, she like, first time I'm reading such a kind of book. She was like, oh, how will I read this? How will I finish this? But fortunately, she has read like 2-3 times already.
Wow.
And she is happy with it because of the language used. Good, it's worked out.
Great. So, having this book published, right, on your name, now, what is the difference that you feel people perceive you, people see you as not only Dr. Kurian Ninan, but as an author, Kurian Ninan as well?
Surprisingly, after publishing this book, there were so many people who come to me with their problems. I was like, why it's increasing every day it's increasing. They come, they sit with me, they tell their problems, and the advice when I give them, they're more receptive. They accept it and they take action. And because I've gone through this whole process of writing, I also can tell them, give them right advice. It's much easier for me. I can, rather than just hearing and without giving them an answer, I can, tell them, you have to go do this, do that, and they are accepting it. So for another person, and it is a different way they look at me. And even though I am not a psychologist, I am not at all this thing, but still they are coming to me. That means it's a good thing. Apart from that, my approach to write another book, that is also because now I have understood, the publishing part, the marketing part, the what you should do or what you shouldn't do while writing. So first book is like always, it comes from the heart, but there will be like here and there will be mistakes, but from that you can learn and go for the better one for the next one. So that is something we become better with after writing every book. I'm sure it'll be better, and something better will be coming.
So, any plans of getting into the mental health industry or mental health coaching?
Oh, that is something which I think it won't be possible much, because I'm a full-fledged, full-time radiologist, and because I got trained in Canada, so there are a few things which very few people, a few doctors in Dubai does. So I know I'm quite busy here, and my services in this field is like really much. But still, I know during this time I'm giving whatever time I get. No, I give my advices to my close friends, and I'm always ready for any stranger comes and asks me. Also, I'm going to. That is one thing among patients. I do that because once I see patients, they trust me, and they come to me and they come and tell me their problems. Where again there I touch on this subject, and that helps them. Maybe that it was there previously also, before writing the book also. Maybe that all added up. That is why in this book I have told about some stories about individuals which really happened in my life. Because in my profession I deal with patients, so many patients I meet. Even though I'm in scanning, in imaging field, but still I meet them, and then they because that trust is there, between the doctor and the patient. So they come, they tell their problems. In fact, there are so many patients where the problem is not in their body, in their stomach, or in their other parts of the body. The problem is with the mind,
So not in the physical body,
but in the
mental body.
mental
Yeah.
body. Yeah. So that I can quickly understand. Then, and when I give them that advice, I'll tell you an example. Like one of the biggest problems now is obesity. So why it happens? Why? Because the exercising won't be there, even the food intake is wrong. So I touch on that subject, but finally I tell them it all will work only if you do it daily, and for that you need a strong mental structure, and that is where I come to this topic. So it's like I know most of the doctors or doctors actually, they tell this is what you have to do. You have to exercise. You have to control your food. Patients, they hear that. They might do it for 1 week or 2 weeks. Again, they'll go back to there also. But to control that mind, you need other techniques too.
Right,
So
right.
it's like a holistic approach you have to. So there, I'm sure, like it has helped. This book has helped me. This my research on this have helped me. So I can give them a holistic advice.
Correct. Yeah. So, I mean, I can relate with you because I'm obese because I eat food. And why do I eat more food? Because I'm stressed. Why am I stressed? Because my mind plays on with like maybe fear
Absolutely.
or
Yeah,
maybe
that's true.
insecurity, maybe low confidence, low self esteem. So it's all is like a
That's
circle which
true,
keeps
true.
playing. So I end up eating more, maybe. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Even people, they go, they once all the reports come, no, oh, everything is abnormal. They'll start. So what I'll tell, we'll start exercise tomorrow. Oh yeah, we'll do the exercise. They will do for 1 week and they'll stop. But you need a strong mind to continue that.
Continue.
You can't. You see, motivation will be there. If motivation is there, it will be there. I mean, the person will do it for 1 week or 2 weeks, not more than that. But if you have a strong willpower or strong mental structure, it will become a habit for him. So to convert that, you have to, like exercising your muscles, you have to give exercise to your brain. That is the secret. So that is where this book actually, that's why I'm telling, this book actually will help. I can't sell it to my patients, that I can't do that, but I haven't told anyone of my patients, but those the readers should will surely understand with that.
Wonderful. Wow. So, this book you have published all around the globe, and also it is getting International Author Excellence Award in the category. So, how does that feel?
Oh, that was surprise, because to start a book, to sell it to close ones, and then getting sold everywhere, and now on top of that, getting an award like this, it's like a dream. I still I'm very happy with that, because the main thing is getting an award. That is the day when I realized, okay, I should go for the next book. It's like a booster for me to go for my next book. See, writing a book is not a small thing. It's months of real research, and you have to work on it. And I know going for the next book again, it's not a small thing. But if you get these kind of awards, such a it's really a wonderful feeling, and it's a big motivating factor.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I am so happy that it's being held in Dubai, in
Yes,
my place
yes,
itself.
yes.
Yeah, and looking forward for it.
Great, great. So, how do readers or the listeners, if they want to connect with you, how do they get in touch with you?
So I have got this LinkedIn and email and Instagram accounts. So that is there available in all these websites actually. So anytime they can approach me, and I'll be very happy to.
Great. So, and if anyone wants to buy this book, so where
Oh,
do they want to go?
it's available in all the like Amazon, Noon. In India, it's available in Flipkart. In Amazon.in also it's there, Amazon.com and Amazon.ae, then Amazon.Australian AU, right? And all the other countries, all possible.
So it's globally available.
Globally available.
Wonderful.
And not only in Amazon, like other brands like Booktopia and all those websites. There's
So
so
they can-
many websites.
Right. So they
even
can
in
just go and type the book name.
it's available.
Yes.
And
Okay.
even in Japan and China also it's
great,
available.
great.
Yeah, that's.
So are you looking out for translations as well, or you are okay with
I'm just waiting to. It's too early to tell.
too early? Yes. So
Yeah.
right now it's available in English.
In English,
Great.
available in English.
Okay. Okay.
That's what in Japan and all it's available in English, but hopefully let's see.
future.
Let me see the response
Yeah.
over there.
Right.
Anything can happen. That's what. If I can write a book, I know anything can happen.
Yes. Yes. It will do good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's true. And let's see. We have I have a. I don't know whether actually in Kindle form, ebook form also it is available.
Mm-hmm.
So because that is now the new thing, right? Like
Yeah. Kindle.
Kindle. So it's available in that also.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So, when someone grabs this book, right? So, what is the takeaway? I know we have already spoken about it, but one takeaway that they'll take from this book.
One is there is entertainment element to it because there are stories, some stories like which many don't know. So it's not purely medical. That's why many readers told me one thing. They start with the first page, they close the book. Continuously they read it. Half a day they take and finish reading it. So that means there is some entertainment. Second thing is, while reading itself, the stress level will come down. But more than that, there are points which you can practice in your daily life. It's not only those who are stressed in life, but stress can come at any time in your life. But you have to prime yourself for that episode. For that, you have to start now, not when you have a problem. So before that, prime yourself with few positive things like that is given in the book, and practice these things. It's not going to take a lot of time or anything. Small things which you can do while doing other activities, you can do that. So that is how you prime yourself. And stress can come at any time, but that time you can overcome it very quickly. So better be smart before something bad happens. It's like they say, in our thing, you have to don't go for the medicine when you have a problem. So like in medical field, they say if you have a BP, high blood pressure, you take them. Don't go for that. We say no, prevention is better than cure. So it's like your same thing. Prime yourself with small activities like this, and then you can overcome any kind of stress in your life.
Correct. Right, because life, it's difficult to just eliminate all the stresses, all the
Absolutely. Any
problems in
problems
life.
in life,
Yeah, this will come, but
it will
how
come.
do you respond to
that
those?
that is the thing, how only thing which we have control is the response. See, anything can happen to anyone, but how you respond to that is the only thing which is under your control.
Correct.
You can go into depression, that if that is a response, but you can take it in a positive way. Any something happens, you can take it in a positive way, because I have seen that in people, because there are individuals where everything they see, everything they say are negative. So I tell them, have you noticed what you're being saying? Like, you have been telling only negative stuff or negative news, negative things, like, so. But at the same time, I've seen people who, even something bad happens, they see something good in that. That is an attitude where, you sometimes I get so jealous seeing that. But one thing is, you can have that positive attitude if you start seeing it at the right time. So basically, this is exactly what I'm trying to tell in the book. Your thoughts actually changes the whole response. You can respond in a positive way.
Correct. Wonderful. So there is a lot of talk these days about most of the disease, the starting point of those diseases here, right? And then it gets to the body as a reflection of your thoughts. So, I mean,
That is something which a lot of research is going on. Like, there is, your mind actually, if you have a lot of stress, the body releases a lot of cortisone. Cortisone is like steroids, kind of a thing. So that once it starts releasing in your body, you start having a lot of problems, like high BP, even for the joints also it starts showing. Your muscles become tense, all that. So just imagine your BP can be controlled by your mind. That's what. In fact, there are studies where people who do a lot of meditation and all that, their BP level is much lower. So it's not only the food intake or all that. It's your mind has a big part to play, and that is something which we don't know much. We are still trying to learn, but these are the initial research. The news we get, mind has a big part to play. Who knows, like after a few years we'll be like telling, oh, the root cause for all the problem is mind.
here, yes. Also, thank you so much, Dr. Kurian, for giving your time and talking about on such
you.
an
It is a pleasure.
important topic, which is going on in the society, starting from young generation, students these days, to like older generation. So all the generation is being affected by this mental illness, and this book will come as a savior to the readers, right? So viewers, if you want to have this humorous take and light take on this mental illness and live a relaxed and stress-free life, then this book is your savior. So we have already discussed how to grab a copy of this book. Go on amazon.com.in.ae. Wherever you are, you can get a copy of this. Plus, in the description box, I will post a link how to connect to the author, so you can directly connect to the author. And if you have any query, you can ask Dr. Kurian regarding the same. So, Doctor, it was wonderful talking to you, and thank you so
pleasure.
much for coming
It's
in.
lovely.
Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.